Quit doing dumb things when you're getting your house ready to sell. I'm gonna give you my top 10 things that you should do when you're selling your home in 2021. Here's my top 10 things that you should do when you're getting your home prepared to sell in 2021. And this is gonna be very specific to our current market. So if you're watching this video in 3 years from now, it may be totally different and I'll create a new one for you then. But for 2021, in the market we're in right now, it's such a seller's market, here's my top 10 things that I want you to consider getting your home ready to sell. Number one, spend less money. This is the biggest thing I see sellers doing right now. They're thinking of all these great things they can do, could do, should do, might do. Just quit spending as much money is my number one recommendation. You can probably work with what you've already got and spruce things up, and just cleaning, that's gonna be a lot more beneficial than dumping a ton of money into the house. So if you have a project in mind, you may or may not be wanting to do it. Regardless, just plan on spending less money. Number two, I want you to think about quality over quantity. And what I mean is, if you're going to paint a room, or if you're going to update a kitchen or a bathroom or something, I want you to think about making one space really nice as opposed to touching all of the rooms a little bit. Number three is cleaning. I can't stress to you enough, sellers always want to focus on what they can update or improve or these big fancy things. Honestly, you just need to clean your house a little bit better. When a buyer walks into a house, even in this market, if they walk in and it feels clean, even if it's dated but it's well kept, they will fall in love with the home a whole lot more than a home that's got all the fancy bells and whistles, is totally updated, but is grungy and grimy and there's pet hair on the floor. Number four, decluttering. Here's my rule when it comes to decluttering, downsizing, minimizing your house. Obviously, we all know it's very important, but here's what I want you to know. Go ahead and stuff those closets and stuff the garage. I get asked all the time, well, what if somebody opens the closet and it's just full of stuff? It's a closet, who cares? Perfectly fine by me, because it means you got all the other stuff out of the main rooms of your home. And if you need to stuff them in the garage, stuff them in the crawl space, stick them in the laundry room downstairs or what have you, perfectly fine, don't worry about that. You just wanna focus on getting the rest of the house decluttered. Number five, let's talk about paint. Obviously, we like to do neutral colors that are gonna be appealing to most people. Here's what I would recommend. First of all, if you have multiple rooms you want to paint, I would probably just get a 5-gallon bucket of a very neutral color. My stagers will give you one. Color I've used a lot is Versatile Gray from Sherwin-Williams, and there's a whole number of other colors you can choose from. Regardless, you want to go with a very light color that's generally in the grayish to tan color. If you've got colors that are in kids' bedrooms, I don't care about that at all. You can keep the kids' bedrooms looking that funky blue or pink or whatever stripes they got going on. Perfectly fine. Focus on the main areas of the home and do one color everywhere that you're painting, very neutral. Number six, look at the decor in your home. Obviously a home that is very trendy and someone can see themselves living in, maybe the wife walks through and says, oh, it's so cute, and they just fall in love with the house. That can happen even if the home's completely dated. So if your furniture is also kind of dated, and if you're already planning on spending the money to get new stuff in the new home, a lot of sellers are taking their equity, buying a new couch or whatever, I would actually recommend doing that now in your current home so that your current home looks nice and trendy and updated and fresh, and it won't cost you any money because you'll take that furniture to the new house. Number seven, let's talk about plants. This is indoor and outdoor. Obviously the curb appeal is very important. Instead of putting in a whole bunch of new things, I would say make sure you edit the outside of your house as well. Trim back those bushes. Consider removing a tree branch that might be right in front of the house. A great practice is if you go to the curb, stand maybe by your mailbox, and look at the front of your house, and if you see a tree branch coming in front of it, that's exactly how the photo is gonna look online as well. So cut back some tree branches, trim the bushes a little bit, maybe put in a few little plants or flowers or what have you. But obviously the outside curb appeal is super important from the lens of that camera. Also inside, doing a little bit of a fake plant or some kind of a fresh plant inside will make the inside very warm, very cozy, and attractive to potential buyers. One of the first things that I'm going to tell you to spend money on if you are looking to update your home is going to be my number 8 point, which is light fixtures. Light fixtures are relatively cheap. You may be able to install them yourselves, or you might know a buddy that's an electrician. They can do it for you for relatively inexpensively. And here's my rule when it comes to light fixtures. I want you to spend very little on the majority of the light fixtures. Bedrooms, hallways, things like this. A very simple, cheap light will be perfectly fine. And then splurge a little bit, maybe for over the dining room or a centerpiece type of light throughout the home somewhere. to kind of give it an accent. Spend a little more on that and then less on the rest of them, and it'll really update your lighting very easily. Number 9, let's talk about the flooring. If you're going to do flooring, it depends on the house typically, but one rule of thumb I want you to keep in mind is don't have a whole bunch of different types of floorings throughout the house. Specifically, especially if you're doing carpet, I want one type of carpet in as many places as possible, at least across one floor. If you're doing both of them, of course, the same carpet upstairs and down is perfect. What I hate to see is when somebody only updates the flooring in the living room and the hallway, and then you go to the bedrooms and there's 2 or 3 different kinds of flooring carpet in the bedrooms. That's terrible. Buyers hate it. It looks atrocious. So unfortunately, don't be cheap. If you're doing the carpets, do them throughout the entire level and preferably the entire home. One more thing to note on floors, even if you do have hardwood floors somewhere, it's probably going to cost you a whole lot more money and time and hassle to refinish the hardwood floors. So typically I'm actually going to suggest that you just carpet over them in the bedrooms and things if you have an older home, or even throughout the main levels. Sometimes it's better just to put a laminate or a vinyl plank tile on top of it. Generally a whole lot faster and cheaper, and it really isn't going to affect your sale price to spend the extra money to refinish those old hardwood floors. Finally, number 10, and this is going to be the opposite. This is exactly what I don't want you to do, and a few more things to highlight. A lot of sellers think that they need to replace the big ticket items, full kitchen remodels, full bathroom remodels, all the windows in their house, that sort of thing. In 2021, I'm going to tell you the vast majority of the time, I don't recommend that for sellers. Here's the thing, it may affect your sale price if you've got old, cracked, leaky windows. Obviously, that'll be less valuable than a home with completely new remodeled windows. However, typically you're already getting such a high sale price anyways. We're really pushing that ceiling of how high a home can appraise. So you may get your money back from doing the windows or kitchen or what have you, but you're probably not going to get a huge return on top of it because buyers are overpaying by so much already. So if that appraisal comes up low, then maybe you'll have made your money back, but you didn't make any excess, so it was really probably not worth the hassle of doing those big ticket items. Also, for certain things, like right now I've got a deck that needs replaced, but it's in the winter, so we can't do it now. So the seller's just gonna give a credit towards the buyer doing the deck themselves after closing. Whole lot less hassle and probably about the same net dollar out of their pocket in most situations. So there you have it. That's my top 10 things that you should consider if you're getting your home prepared to sell. Of course, my name's Joe Carmack. This is my channel. I would love for you to subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, and you can also find me on Facebook. Thanks so much. I'll see you next time.